What's up, guys? SDSU playing some more global poker. We'll do another 30-minute session here. Looks like there's no 2-5 tables, so we'll play maybe some 1-2. I'll keep the amount of tables low so I can do my best job in terms of being as detailed as possible. Looks like we've already got one guy who's fairly bad here, Peach. He isn't the worst play in the world, but he is pretty bad. So we'll be going after him. Sometimes he sits out. So hopefully he doesn't do that, and we'll be able to win some money today. Um, Looks like I don't have any notes on anybody else, and we'll try to keep it at 2 tables for right now, depending on how the action goes. So we can just kind of observe what's going on here. Under the gun raise from Amigo Dubs. Everybody folds, Kurtz calls. Peach re-raises to 22 here. In position, I like to go about 3x, and then out of position, about 4x. Kurds 4 bets and Peach instantly folds. Okay, that's good to note. So he 3 bets, bluff spazzes, calls light, re-raise big pre, re-raise to 40 with 5-3. So he has a lot of junk in his 3-bet range. And then we're just going to play pretty standard and safe until we get a little bit better of a read on some of these players. Obviously, if Peach is in the hand, we're going to be wanting to get in there. Instantly get re-raised by Amigo Dubs with 8-7 suited. I will go ahead and call. 10 Jack, a call. I think I'll need to bet here to protect my hand. There's a bunch of draws out there. I could probably just let this go. I don't really know what to put this guy on specifically. And I'm going to act like I didn't hit my flush. Getting hope to be called by just a pair ace high. Kurds is raising to 5 a lot, so we're going to defend fairly light here. And we're just going to let it go. And sorry, I'm not going into too much detail on these smaller hands. It would be a little bit too taxing to go over why I'm folding just, you know, somewhat obvious plays. But if I did have more time, if this was a VOD, I could probably go over my ranges a little bit better. Obviously, we're going to be raising up on the button with the ace-7 suited. Kurds has been somewhat cally and re-raisy. We're definitely going to be calling with A7 here, I think. I mean, it is a pretty big, it's about almost 4, a little over 4x. We'll go ahead and call though. He has been very aggro. There's a good continuation bet spot, and we're probably just gonna let A7 go. And he checks, and so we're gonna just check behind. I'm trying to think if there's any way. Yeah, check's about our only option here. The only person that's really playing aggressively is Kurds. And we're just gonna let go. Got a 3-bet twice and couldn't hit anything. Queen 10 off. And, Queen 10 right there is about the lower limit of what I'm doing, opening open the cutoff, depending on the table size, or the table aggression. And Kurds is just raising a ton pre-flop. So we'll play back with Jack 8. And then we'll probably have to make a move here. As I think he's just getting a little bit out of line. Bet fold into cutoff 2, but raise. I don't really know what that note means. I think we do have to call here. Just see what the flop brings us. Decent card. Gonna bet again. I think this isn't the best spot. I mean, showing a ton of strength there. I can easily have a queen. I can easily have an overpair, and we'll just let it go for now. Oh, we hit the absolute nuts here, so we're gonna bet pretty big. We're gonna think about it for a while. We're gonna bet pretty big here, I think. I wasn't exactly sure what if I was gonna bluff on the river here with Jack 8. I think I was going to let it go. I think I might have bet on some club runouts as well. I would have to think about it a little bit better. But I think that he realizes that I'm playing back at him. I realize I'm playing back at him. If he has an ace there, he's probably calling the river unless a flush comes, and that was a really good card for me to bluff. Um, and yeah, that was the line of thinking here. I kind of want to re-raise this. I really don't. Bet fold in the cutoff. All right, we're just gonna. Let's just play a little bit safer here. If I had like an ace 10 or something like that, re-raising them and feeling a little bit better about it. But I don't really know what this note means, so we're just gonna lean towards the side of safety. And this is a pretty easy raise on the button. We could bet. We can check. I'm just gonna go ahead and bet because I don't really care about getting re-raised off my hand. We're gonna get a free card here because I'm gonna just check back. And that's not a good card for us. Should we bluff it is the question. And I mean, we have a little bit of showdown value with the jack high. Just going with an ace eight. So it's good to know. Call the flop with backdoor flush draw plus two overs and backdoor straight draw. Check down ace high. Okay, and big blind. And he's just a pretty standard player. Yeah, thinking about that river, I mean, we could easily bluffed on the river there, thinking that he did have ace high that he wouldn't call. It could represent the queen. I think he did check back the river pretty quickly too. So, if he hits a queen there, he's got to at least think about, I mean, a portion of the time. So people are going to think about it a little bit to see if they should value bet there when the board changes a little bit. But not the biggest deal as he could have had, a pocket pair or six and still called us. Um, we had a little bit of showdown value. Uh, Most likely hand that he has though is an ace high, like he did. Also, that Jack 8 hand isn't one of the best hands to start blasting away at. I just thought he was just getting a little bit ridiculous. Um, ooh, this isn't a fun spot with King Jack suited here, but yeah, I think I can raise here. Do I want to? Trying to think. Yeah, let's go ahead and re-raise. Check. King Jack suited. Usually I'd probably just fold this, but again, he's just being a little bit too aggressive here. And we got away with one. Ooh, scary. Um, fairly aggro, bets a lot. Pre-flop, tank down, calls when had a pair of aces. Bad kicker is what I think he had on that hand. Um, and he folded to a cold 4-bet after ISOing 3.15x 4 to 4 to 13. And you just kind of make notes on people. Obviously, these are just garbage notes, but it gives you some baseline as to the type of player they are. Be right back. Okay, so 4-3 suited, definitely a raise. Not a great flop for us, so again, we can kind of continuation bet without worrying too much. I kind of want to make it decent size so we get a fold. He's tanking a bit and folds. Okay. Jack 9 off. Fold. And our cutoff here is like 8, 9, ace 9. We're probably folding usually, unless they're a little bit weaker in the blinds. Definitely raise this up. My standard is about 3x anywhere but the button. Sometimes I do 2.5x as well in the cutoff. Kind of want to just put in a small bet here. And then he insta calls, which is very weird. So we'll check back. And then I think he has something along the lines of like pocket sixes, but we're just gonna check back. He can have an ace. Okay, 6-4 off. Called 3x and big blind with 6-4 off. Called quick with gut hot wheel draw. Yeah, we're gonna let that go. Poker Gal's been pretty passive. Oops, wheel draw. Okay. So how would I have played that 6-4? I mean, number one, you're folding pre-flop, right? And then number two, you're probably not insta-calling on the flop with 6-4. And then number three, I think I'm betting at some point in time as well. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I think the worst thing that he did in that hand was just insta-calling the flop. Not that big of a tell, but a slight tell. Nevertheless. And this would be a really good spot to 4-bet, I think. If Peach, or 3-bet, if I think if Peach would have came in. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and re-raise this guy as well. He's been playing pretty crappily. We're gonna go ahead and call this a little over 3x with ace jack off. We're definitely raising here. I'm just gonna let this ace jack go. Looks like he has some sort of like ace type hand, so we're just gonna try to get a little bit of value or fold them out if he doesn't have an ace. And then we're shoving if we hit, which we do. And it's just going to be a pretty easy shove here. And he auto folds. So maybe he had a bit bigger flush draw there. I don't think that he's auto folding on the river there with an ace. And luckily we hit, and we didn't have to ponder of if we think we should have bluffed or not on the river there. It's hard to say whether I would have bluffed on the river there. You can do what Doug Polk does and flip a coin. I think, he's weighted towards flush draws, even though we block that to higher flush draws, so we don't have showdown value as well as an ace. He doesn't really have better than an ace there. Might be a decent spot to do that, and I think I need to ISO this guy as he's been playing fairly. Every time I have a decent hand, he's in there, and hopefully we're not behind with our ace queen offsuit here. Let's see what he does. Hopefully he calls. Probably be the best thing for us. Oh my God. I mean, I didn't even expect him to go the fold route, but all right, that let's make a note of that. Bet fold and okay, so this is what that means. He bet folds a lot. He bet folds a lot. Raised to 7 on a gun. I raised to 15. He folded. And we got a dumper here. Um, I guess the best way to kind of categorize this is weak aggressive. So those are probably one of the best people, honestly, to play against. Um, I mean, there are better player types, but weak aggressive is a good one. They're aggressive, but they kind of just fold if they ever have any pressure applied to them, even though, I mean, like, what can he be folding there that he raised under the gun with, too, for, you know, $8 more after he's already put in $7? It doesn't make sense. Okay, just folds. Um, hmm. This guy did raise me. Let's see how he reacts to a limp here. Just checks. Okay, that's nice. We're definitely gonna be betting a high frequency here after he checks back, and then probably gonna do. Oh, he's a limp folder. So basically, what I want to do here is just take a bunch of stabs. A limp folder is something that I don't even know how to put in words. It's somebody asked me the other day, like, how can I tell if somebody's bad at a table? The guy's a limp folder. I mean, think about it. You put in money in the pot, and then you just fold out if anybody raises you with a decent hand. You're not accomplishing anything. It's not a winning strategy. So therefore, if he's not playing a winning strategy, he probably doesn't care to one, get better, or two, win money. So therefore, you kind of want to go after those guys who don't really care and aren't playing well. I think that's self-explanatory though. If any of you guys are looking for coaching, I'm more than happy to do VOD reviews, as mentioned, as always. Can go over, different training material. I have a ton of videos, go over different concepts. We could play heads up if you're interested in that. Uh, I typically have done it for about $50 an hour, or a little bit more, depending on if it's like just a VOD review or something along those lines. But hit me up if you guys are interested. And then as I become more busy, my rates do go up. As of right now, with COVID, I have a ton of free time. So this is interesting here. I would say Poker Gal has something like an ace, and Kurds has, yeah, like a full house or something like that, which makes a lot of sense. I think that Kurds had him beat pre-flop. I think Poker Gal had like ace jack or something like that. I didn't even see the full hand, but knowing these types of players, I expect them to be calling or tanking with a fairly good hand there. Somewhat of a cooler for Poker Gal. I think this person isn't that good though, because I think that if they did have ace jack there, specifically against this Kurds guy, they should have been able to find a fold if they had a full house. I mean, it's just a cooler and should have been a faster call anyway. So and this is just very stereotypical of my analysis. I'm just generalizing. I could be way off here, but that's just my first impressions of these players and what the notes on them and how I would play against them. So you got 4 more minutes. We'll play one more rotation here. Let's go ahead and sit out. I'm actually not that big of a fan of nine-handed, as I do like to play more hands, um, and to get a little bit better reads. You're kind of seeing the play style of you're not having to keep track of it as many players in terms of their play styles and things like that. You can kind of go over or go after worse players, but worse players typically sit at nine-handed, so there's that give and take. And yeah, I think that's just personal preference. Obviously, we're raising ace king offsuit here. We're gonna tank down a little bit, as always. Finally get a call from Amigo Dubs. I think this kind of yells out some sort of pocket pair typically. Um, so we're just gonna check back here because I think he's calling with any pocket pair. He might lead. I probably checked that too fast because of that. Um, that's a pretty bad card for us. If he did have, we could bet small here. Let's just check. I think he's betting here a lot with his pocket pairs, and I think we kind of have to call if he bets, yeah, exactly like 8 or something like that. Just in case he doesn't have a pocket pair, then we're probably going to check, and he'll probably check back with his pocket pair. But if he has an ace, he'll also call. And we got a little bit lucky there that he didn't have that. He just had a middling suited. We're going to make note of that. Called with queen 8. Queen 8 suited, mid position. Kind of middle of the road player did re-raise me early in a session. And so, I mean, these are just pretty generic notes, but the next time I play against this guy, I know this guy's just kind of a middle of the road player. He's going to do anything drastic, um, and just going to be able to help me play against somebody. So if he's like blasting off, I'm like, I wonder if this guy's a maniac. No, I already know he's not a maniac, therefore I can make better decisions, and that's all I need to know. So I think that should about wrap it up for our session today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys are interested in coaching, um, VOD review, would like to go over ranges, would like to go over specific hands, would like to just chat, hit me up on my YouTube channel or Reddit, and we'll get in touch. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate all the feedback. I hope this was a little bit at a slower pace for most of you. If you do want me to play more tables or different stakes/games, hit me up. More than happy to play tournaments as well as sit and goes as well. As those, I actually do a little bit better in those. I have a little bit better success, but they do take a lot more of my time. So thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.